Hey you guys, it's me Kiafa. Welcome to another video. If you're returning, and welcome. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I would like to thank you all for stopping by and checking me out. So I wanted to come to you guys today with another surgical tech certification exam video, study video I should say. This one you can add with the other one that I posted, not yesterday, but the most recent one. I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago. But this, I wanted to show you guys. Oh, what did I do? Did I go up or down? Hold on, let me see you guys. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is the curriculum that the schools base their this is what the schools use to create their curriculum, is what I'm trying to say. And this is created by AST, which is the Association of Surgical Techs. It is on their website. If you want to go to their website, the link, will be in the description box below. It won't go to their website. I just put a whole bunch of study material in one location so y'all can just have it all in one place instead of having to go and look in different places and gather it. It's all in the link below. Just go and you'll get to it. But yeah, so what I wanted you guys to see was I wanted to show you guys how to use this in conjunction with the outline. So in my previous video, I discussed the outline and how to use the reference. Sorry if I'm going too fast, but I explained to you how to use the reference material to answer these questions. So here's the reference material, and I am going to go over each of these references, which are most of them are books, and except for these two over here, they're websites, as you can see. But all of the books I do have, and so I'm going to go over it with you guys over the next couple of weeks or months or whatever, just to help you as much as I can. Like I told you guys in my other video, I will be offering my assistance. So if you guys need any help, like with a study group or anything like that, I'll be putting together some stuff for you guys. If you want to do the study group, that'd be great. If you don't want to do a study group and you just want it for yourself, then that'll be fine too. But I have the material for you, so you don't have to go out and like either purchase it all, or so you don't have to search the internet and create and come up with all the answers. I'll have it in one location for you. So I'm working on that now. But in the meantime, what you can do, and these are free, this doesn't cost anything. That's why I went ahead and just linked it all. I put them all in one link. So all you have to do is just go to the link in the description box and you'll be able to get all three of these downloaded straight to your website where you can save it. But as you can see, the surgical tech outline, like I said in the other video, is basically created with a whole bunch of objectives, and your purpose would be to go in and answer the objectives the best way that you can. And so what I was telling you guys was to get this outline and use the reference material to basically answer the outline. But what you really could do if you had the time, this I guess process wouldn't be for those that are cramming and you got like a week left. This is more like for someone that maybe have at least a month, I would say, to go in and give yourself time to study it and to get it together. That's why I was gonna put everything together for you guys, because if you do what I did, it might take you a little bit longer. Like I had started studying probably like 2 or 3 months before I actually needed to take the test. But the first time I didn't study at all, so I failed it. I think I told y'all that. And because I failed it, my ego was so crushed, you guys. I'm not gonna even lie. I've been in this game for a long time. And when I took the test, I think I had been a surgical tech for like 8 years at that point or something. Anyways, I just felt really bad. And it wasn't that I didn't know the material, because I only missed it by like 2 points without studying for it. But I hadn't been in school in a long time, and some of this stuff, I guess I just, well, not I guess I didn't know, I just didn't know. And so the second time when it was time for me to take the exam, I went ahead and studied probably 3 months before my exam date. And that gave me enough time to actually gather all the material that I needed and to organize it so it would actually be beneficial and so I can learn it my way. Okay, so let's get to this curriculum because I'm not gonna make this video long. We is not doing all of that this time. I always make super long videos and I just don't want my video to be an hour long, like not this one anyway. So, okay, you guys, what I would do is come over here, look at this, look at one of these objectives, and then let's say you want to know a little bit more about that objective without going to the reference book. Because, like I said, these references, these books over here, these books are expensive, you guys. I'm not going to even, they're not like super expensive, but excuse me, y'all got the hiccups. I'm so sorry. Um, they're not super expensive, like I was saying, but what I will say is that it is, if you're in school, it might be a little bit much. You can rent most of these books. If you don't want to rent them, I think you can purchase most of them used off of Amazon, and you can get all of them in the link below too. I linked everything. I put it all on one page, and I'll be adding to that page over the next couple of weeks, basically until I guess get tired of adding stuff to the page. But you can get to the page where all the study material is at in the link in the description box below, and it'll take you directly to it. It'll also it'll just have everything. I'll just be putting all kind of tips and little, nuggets and stuff on that page for you guys. So I would just go ahead and go on over to that link and just, all of this stuff is free. Like I'm saying, it doesn't cost you anything to do any of this, but these books do cost. And so if you go to the page and you see the books, they're there. When you purchase the book, you're gonna get them through Amazon, I think, and then it'll cost you. And so on Amazon, you can rent them or buy them used. I would buy them used before I rented them, and if you do decide to buy them, I mean, get in a study group and like maybe have like add up the total and then have everybody put in their equal share so you don't have to like pay for all your stuff. And then either you can all just sell the books and then split the money, equally amongst everybody. Or you could just rent it and then do the same exact things. But the only thing about renting the books is that it would be downloaded on one person's device. And so that person would basically need to always have like a computer or, their laptop or some way to share the screen so everybody could see the books when it's time to study in the study group. But if you don't want to start here, then what I would do is use the CST outline and the core curriculum from AST. And this is the most updated version. Like I said, this is free. This isn't, I'm not like stealing anybody's stuff, but I just wanted to show you guys how to use it. And so, let me see. Sorry guys for breathing all hard into the microphone. I forgot I had the microphone on. So I'm just strolling through the authors and things. This is where I went to, actually I didn't go to San Diego, but I went to the Naval School of Health and Science, but I went to the one in Virginia. I had forgot where I went. I'm talking about this one right here. I went there, and it's through the, well, this one says health sciences. Never mind. I was thinking it said naval because my school was called Naval School of Health and Science, not of Health Sciences. But anyways, mine was in Portsmouth and not San Diego too. So there's that. But go Navy. So anyways, if you come, I'm just trying to get to the actual table of contents. Here we go. Okay, so as you can see, it's broken up into the same categories as these categories over here. So what you can do is just, you can either study it by like how it's in order on here on the curriculum, or you can study it in order of how this is in this order, the order of the outline. I can't talk because it's like almost 10 o'clock and I'm a little bit sleepy, so I'm sorry, you guys. But what I would do, however, whatever way is comfortable for you, then go ahead and do it that way. But let's just say you have a problem with A&P, anatomy and physiology. So what I would do is just come over here into the A&P section, which is actually here at the bottom. If y'all can see it here, it's down here at the bottom, but the section doesn't start until it gets over here. And so A&P starts off with medical terminology. And so what you can do is come over here, look at A&P, go to page 7, and I would tell you just to type it in, but as you can see, the numbers don't correlate. But we just go to page 7, health sciences, A&P. All right. And so here are a few medical terminology words that you should know. And this is obviously referring to the body. And as you can see, it has like the planes, the terms, the quadrants, the regions, the cavities, just everything is broke down in sections. And how I would look at this if I was you is, for instance, the organization of the body is the section, but the subsection is body plan. So if I was writing a note or in my notes, what I would write is there are 5 body planes, and then I would write down the body planes, and I would write something that would help me remember each. Okay, so you need to know how you need some type of visual aid to help you remember the word. Once you either have that visual aid, however you want to do it, you need to look up these terminologies. And so it would be helpful if you did have the references. I have no idea who that is. Sorry, guys. My phone is ringing. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I am so sorry that y'all heard my phone ringing. My phone hardly ever rings. So I do apologize for that. I am going to turn it on vibrate so you won't hear it again. But okay, so back to the video, as I was saying, before my phone interrupted this. I would try to use one of this. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm back. And this video is probably not going to be edited. So I do apologize for the phone ringing and the distractions and the disruptions, but we are good now. Okay, so back to what I was saying. If you are trying to answer these, get the terminologies, get the most accurate terminologies that the book is looking for, that the exam will be looking for, then I would use these. But you don't necessarily have to. You can just, these answers are typically, what's the word I'm looking for? Standard. So if you had a medical terminology book, or if you wanted to just go online and use some resources that are free online, just use that and go through these and answer these. Now it is a lot of work. This is a lot. It's a lot of medical terminology, but it's a lot of medical terminology in general. You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing about medical terminology is that you can use it as a surgical tech, and if you decide that maybe once you get in this field that you don't want to be a surgical tech because you have medical terminology, you can either work in a doctor's office. Like, you don't have to work in a doctor's office, like that would be an option, but you can still work in the medical field. Once when you have stuff like medical terminology, people look for that because a lot of people don't have, no medical terminology, and it's something that you do learn over the course of being in the medical field. And the longer you're in the medical field, the more, what's the word I'm looking for? The better you are with like your term, the medical terms. And it's sometimes, just be honest with y'all, it's sometimes that I be looking at words and I'm like, I have no idea what body part, what they're talking about. And it'll be just because it's something that I'm just not familiar with, a procedure I'm not familiar with, or something like that. But I would just say, really, when you're looking at trying to be the best medical professional, and never mind being a surgical tech, but just when you're trying to be the best medical professional, the two most important areas that I would say would be medical terminology and anatomy and physiology. And that's because you need to know the body, where things are and things like that. And you also need to know the terms when people are referring to those, to the body and medications and things like that. So I think you'll get a long way if you focus your energy on that. But for the test purposes, for the surgical tech exam purposes, if you just want to go over the medical terminology and things that they have listed for you here, just do that for the medical, just to get through the exam. But once you are, a little, I guess, more comfortable in the field, then just try to, learn some terms as you go. Okay. So I just wanted to really share this with you guys, and I'll go through it. Oh, another thing too, that I do like about this is at the end of the book. It's kind of far. Let me see if I can scroll. I can't get over there, but at the end of the book, it's some little tips on, you know, trying to figure out what type of learner you are. And I think a lot of people need to first understand how they learn before they start to study. And that's something that people overlook a lot of times because you think, oh, I know how to study. And if you're a good studier, then great, this is not for you. But if you aren't great at studying, and like maybe you have a hard time remembering, what you just read and things like that, I would suggest you identify your learning pattern, like how you learn. But like for me, I'm visual and I'm hands on, but I also like to read and I like to listen. You know what I'm saying? So listening I can do, but normally if I'm listening, I'm multitasking. So I won't really necessarily say that that's a way to learn for me, but definitely for me to see it and to touch it and then to read it, that works for me. So I want to show y'all. I just want to be able to, hold on. I don't want to have to stroll all the way to that page. Like, let me just get to it. Is it gonna take me to the end of the? Let's see. It says 261. Let's see if it'll take me to the end. Okay, great. So let's see if I can find it. Since they brought me to the end. This is like they added some stuff on. So this is what they added. That last page, not this page. This is some other stuff on the appendix. So this is how they these are their resources. So if you wanted to use these resources as well, you could. I'm gonna probably tell you I don't have all these books. I haven't even really looked through this actual reference list because AST does not create the surgical tech exam certification exam, but they do. What's the word? They come up with a curriculum. They create a curriculum, so it's helpful to. It's something to use, but because they aren't the governing organization over the exam, you kind of want to stick with, the organization that studies or that creates the exam. So AST just, this is just to help you answer these questions or the objectives over here without like having to go out and purchase a whole bunch of stuff. And it's pretty long. It's like 200 and some pages, 250 pages, but it's not all it's not all what's the word? Like it's a lot of this, like credits and things like that. But I wanted to show you guys. Let me see if I can find it. I'm sorry for strolling. Let me pause. I'm gonna pause and then let me get to it and then I'll come back. Okay, you guys, I'm back for like the thousandth time. And so I made it. All right, and this is the page. Hold on, let me just make sure I didn't overlook. Okay, that's the terms. All right, here we go. So here are some websites. I think this is what it is. No, those are the resources. The websites are down here. Okay, so here is a little helpful way to learn, I guess, to figure out what your learning style is. Not I guess, but I know. And because a lot of people have different ways of learning. Like I told you, I'm hands-on visual. I'm hands-on visual and I can read, like that, that helps me. You need to know whether or not you like to be by yourself, if outlines work and what kind of outlines work. Do you just kind of go with what you feel like? That's intuitive. And if you need help figuring out those learning styles, here are some resources to do that. I didn't use these because I already knew, I had already been aware of what kind of learning styles that I have and like what type of limitations that I have when it comes to learning. Like I have to read, and when I'm reading, I have to take notes. And then I have to go back and I have to organize my notes. It's like a whole situation, you guys, for me. But I also learn better I feel like I learn great in group settings, but even if I do it in a group, I'm gonna go home and do it, on my own as well. And so both are helpful. I'm not gonna lie, because if you're working in a group, then sometimes people that are in your group will give you ideas and say things that'll help you remember, something. And so it is kind of nice to have all different ways and just embracing everybody else's way, but also being very mindful of what works for you and how you need to learn. Okay, you guys. So go ahead and click the link in the description box so you can get started studying. I hope this helps you guys. I was trying to make this one short as well. The other video was only 20 something. It was like almost 30 minutes, but y'all, I don't want to say y'all need to know this, but if you're trying to take the exam and you didn't know about this curriculum, now you know. But it is pretty long, like I say, it's pretty long, but it's not all work. Like you see, I don't know, like some of that stuff you could just bypass because I think I stopped. So yeah, this is made. Let me just say this: this curriculum is for teachers, but when you are trying to study, it's not just for teachers because they're teaching you this, but you need to know this stuff. And so when you are looking at this, like for instance, my screen is being weird. Okay. When you're looking at this, like mail stand setup, drape the mail stand first. And that to me, that doesn't just mean put the mail cover on, that also means put a towel down. And then it'll put your instruments and supplies. Construct a sponge stick. I don't know why you need to construct a sponge stick. And load and unload scalpel on handles. I guess, oh, this, I know I'm in the wrong part. This is the skills assessment. I was like, wait a minute, this don't make no sense. So that's why I was telling you guys, like, not all of this is for, like reading, like studying. So I was just reading. So supplies, according to this, these are all the different supplies that you can use, but it's also a section. So let's see what section we're in. So this is a C section, and basically it's giving you like the anatomy and what else is on here. This is really useful, you guys. I went through this already for myself, like I said, but This last little part, let me just say this, now I'm jumping over the place. This last little part, these are all, what is it called? Procedures. And so what they did was they added some of the more important procedures to the curriculum. They didn't add all of them, but because the exam does ask you some procedure specific questions, I would take note of these and even maybe look at a couple YouTube videos so you'll understand what it is that they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to have a better idea, especially if you don't get to see a lot of this stuff in school. So yeah, they added all of that, but up here it's just the regular stuff. Yeah, this is so standard precautions, PPE. I don't know if PPE something was changed. I can't remember like that word. It was something changed, but I don't know. I can't remember what the word was. I don't know if, oh, it was universal precautions. So now standard precautions and personal protective equipment. And so if you're looking at, if you're trying to study and you writing a note, what I would like to, like I told y'all before, is I'll write a standard precaution, and then I would write there's like it doesn't have anything about standard precautions, but like next to personal protective equipment, I would write however many this is. What is that? Six. I write there's six of them. And then I'll write the six: protective clothing, eye and face protection, hand protection, masks, respirators, and hand washing without water. I would write that, and then I would give myself examples. Like, we don't really, I mean, we don't use respirators in the OR unless we are like, unless we need to for whatever reason. I guess maybe if we had like a nerve or like a gas attack or anything like that, then you might need a respirator. Because it doesn't really, that would be the only reason you would need that in this type of setting. But I would just really give myself little trigger keynotes, something to help me remember either a order or acronym. And I would say a lot of times, like, unless the order is specific, like unless you have to go in a specific order, create an acronym, for if you can figure out a word or something that, helps you remember respirator, or medical mask, M squared. I don't know. Just think of think of something that would help you remember these things and create little, like I said, little acronyms or little, like this one says START, simple triage and rapid treatment. Like do something like that so you will be able to remember it easier. And then when you're in front of the exam, you're not, confused about what they're asking you. And especially if it's a question that has multiple words in it, like simple triage, rapid treatment. Like if they could have put rapid test right here, or it could have been surgical triage, and there's just something to throw you off, because that's what the test is there to do, is to push you to your limits, or to challenge you, I should say, and to make sure you understand what it is you're doing and things like that. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna go because this video wasn't supposed to be this long. And so I hope you guys find these 3 surgical tech study guide tips helpful. I'm trying, yeah, that's really it. So I'll make another video, and I haven't decided exactly what it's going to be on yet as far as the surgical tech stuff goes. I'm trying to like, I'm working on so many different things that I'm trying to keep it all in order, but at the same time just kind of get it out to you guys so you can just use it, because I did get a lot of emails and things like that from people that were requesting, just study material. And I've been working on this material for so long that I just get, it's so sad because I've been working on it for so long, and the problem is that I really have allowed other people and other things to come into my world and distract me. Not really like in my world, like living with me or anything like that, but just being caught up in the day-to-day life, I've put a lot of things on the back burner that shouldn't have got put on the back burner, and this is definitely one of the things that I should not have put on the back burner, because you guys clearly want this information, and so I got it, and I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm just gonna organize it as I go. You guys, I was just trying to make it so perfect and neat, and just have everything a certain way, and really, it tends to hold you back when you, how to put it, like, if you don't just do it and just kind of work with what you got, and kind of like do your best as you go, then you will really never get started. So don't, like, if you have a little voice in your head saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or oh, I'll do this when I get this, or oh, I'll do this when this happens, like, don't, just start doing it, and then you'll be able to look back on it and look at your progress and be proud of yourself, because you knew that you didn't have everything that you wanted, and it wasn't exactly how you envisioned it, but you got it done, and it'll pay off. And so I hope this pays off for you guys. Like I said, this video really is to just show you guys how to use this content outline with the core curriculum from AST. And if you need a reference for these, if you feel like, okay, I don't want to go online, I don't want to, Google this, I just want to get the information that I need, then go over here, use these subject, or yes, sections. This is what I'm trying to say. Use these sections to, how to say it, use those sections, and then come over here and answer those objectives with the sections, the correlating sections on AST core curriculum. And if you need references to those, just to help you answer them or to get more clarity, then go ahead and either rent these or, buy it. And luckily, because they're all labeled accordingly, like especially with A&P and pharmacology, you already know that if you want to buy these two, that it's going to be specifically for pharmacology and A&P. What I will say is Alexander's care of patient and surgery is more, to me, it seems like it's more for nurses than techs, but it's still useful. But it just seems like it doesn't really, it does talk about surgical technique and things like that, but it doesn't really, to me, go into depth enough. And so I don't know, I'm still looking at it and trying to figure out, looking at these references and trying to figure out how I'm gonna present to you guys how to help you with these. I don't know if it's like a rule or something that, I don't know, but anyways, I just don't want to post like copies of textbooks and things like that. So I'm gonna come up with a way to do, share that information with you guys without like just giving away the whole textbook, which I don't have no reason to give away the whole textbook. But what I do want to be able to give away is some of the information that is going to help you with this exam, and that's going to help me also study for my first assist exam. So anyways, you guys, that's all I got. This video went a little bit longer than I wanted to. I hope that it was helpful to you, and I will catch you guys on the next video. I love you if no one told you today, and have a wonderful day. Bye.